fourth graders. Hope everybody's doing great. Mr. B here today is going to continue helping you with the place value. And the place value we will do over and over. It helps set everything up for the whole thing that you're going to be doing in fourth grade. Place value always helps fifth grade, sixth grade as well. So understanding digits and the place value chart is really important. We'll go over it again today, and we're going to also talk about reading, writing numbers, and it's going to be an expanded form, standard form. We're going to read and write. So a lot of words. I know you heard them last year in third grade. You did some of this, so we'll do that again. Let's get started, but before we do, you should have your packet ready. Organize your materials, packet, pencil. You can also have should have your place value mat. That's important. And then an eraser, sock, and your dry erase so that you can erase that. While we're going along, it's important that you push pause, write your answers, then play again. A lot of times you'll push pause and then play because Mr. Brzezinski will be talking fast and you'll be writing answers, but you may need to pause it, write it, and then start it again. So let's get started. Read and write multi-digit, that means more than one, numbers. Place value charts show the place value of each digit. A group of 3 digits at a time is called a period. And we put commas separate to separate the periods. Each comma, we're going to say the name of the period, and we'll explain that more. The two that we'll be working with, you started with thousands last year and now millions this year. And a lot of big numbers, but you guys can do it. Well, this is interesting. This is called a Goonie bird. That's what it says. Scientists found that a Goonie bird once traveled 24,000. There's the 24. Say the numbers on the left, the 2 digits, and then say 1,000. 983 miles in just 90 days. Use a place value chart to read the number of miles. So you could write this in on your chart, push pause, then push play. The comma is after the 10,000s period. Say 1,000, the red, when reading the number. Say 24,983. These two on that side of the comma, 24 in the thousands, and then 983. Here's what I'd like us to do. Look at these 3 words. It says that there's different ways to write numbers. We can write it at the standard form or number names, like this, the digits. We can write it word form, and that's going to be using words. Words, 24,000, there's the words, instead of 24,000 digits. And we can also write expanded, and that's going to show the number as a sum of values of each digit. This too has a value of 20,000, and we'd write 20,000, and then 4 plus 4,000. We're going to practice that right now. This would have been about kindergarten, first and second grade. Fourth graders should be able to read 463. We call that the ones period. It's a group of 3, and it's the very beginning. You'll see that on your chart. The ones period is a group of 3, and then we separate that with a comma. The next 3 was third grade, 278,463. We still say 463. It's the building blocks of numbers. These don't change. We just keep adding more digits. And then this year, all the way to the millions. We now have 2 commas. So we read this group before the comma to the left of it, 594, and then we say million. Then we read the next 3, 278, with the comma, and the comma says 1,000, 278,000, and then we continue with the last 3, 463. Big numbers, practice reading numbers, and let's start with 4,820. And we're going to write that three ways. We already wrote it this way with digits. Do you remember what that's called? That's called standard. That's how we normally write numbers, but not always. A lot of times, standard. We can write it with words. If we write it with words, we call that word form. This is standard form and word form. So 4,000, slide this back a little more. This is words, 4,000. Takes a little bit of writing. 4,000, what do we have here? Comma. And then 820. 800. And I'll come down to the next line. I ran out of room. 20. That is word form. And the last one, well, that's called expanded. And expanded, slide that out of the way where I'd like to slide. There we go. Expanded. And that's when we're going to break it apart and add each of the digits values. This is 4,000, so we write 4,000. That was this digit. The next digit is an 8. It's in the hundreds, so we write plus 800. And then we're going to plus the 20. We have a 0 and the ones. We don't have to plus the 0. Let's go back to the other chart. There we are again. Standard, regular like this. Expanded, that's when we break it apart. The sum of each of the values of the digits. And word, well, we have to write the words for the numbers or the digits. Let's go to our practice page. It says write each number in standard form. Well, standard, you can go back there and look at it again. Stop the video anytime. Standard, 349,000. Let's write that. 349,000. What do we need to write? Comma. On the other side, there's going to be 3 digits in this period. It says 25, so be careful. Any hundreds? No, we need to mark that with a 0. Placeholder, 25. We didn't do that, it wouldn't look right at all, and it wouldn't be the same number. Let's look at it again. 349,000, 349,000, 25. Here's expanded. We're going to write standard. Well, 4 in the 100,000s. 4 in the 100,000s. You can use your place value chart right now. Push pause and then push play. We're going to put a 9 in the 10,000s. 492,000, 2 in the 1,000s. Now here's a comma. 800, 10 and 4 is 14. 8 in the hundreds, 1 in the tens, and a 4. And write each number expanded and word. We're just going to do one of them right now. Expanded, 4 is in the 100,000. This would push pause, erase your board, write this in your place value chart, and then we'll start 400. Count how many digits past that 4 in the 100,000s, plus 90, 9 in the 10,000s, 90,000, plus 2 in the 1,000s, 2,000. Don't forget the comma. Nothing in the hundreds. You don't have to put plus for the hundreds. Plus 3 tens is 30, plus 30, and then plus the ones is plus 2. A lot of work, boys and girls. I know you can do it. This is a big number. Now we're going to write word form. This is going to take some space. We'll read these three together. 492,000. 492. That's an N. We need an N for 90. 90. A hyphen between 90 and 2. And we have to say 1,000. 492,000 with a comma. And then we have 32. 30. And a hyphen 2. Takes a lot of practice. I know the spelling is a little bit hard. Look back for spelling words. Do your very best. You guys can do it. Keep up the great work.